Hello, everyone. So we are in the session of leadership, and in the last session, we have already discussed about the different types of leaders, like what are the different types of leaders which we have. Now, in today's session, we are going to start with one of the most important thing, which is directly related to leadership. Who is a leader? If I ask you about who is a leader, what thing comes in your mind? A leader. We get some images, we get some qualities. We resemble a leader with those images, with those qualities which we have in our mind. Every individual have a different perception about a leader. That okay, for me, a leader is a person who is goal oriented, who is the man of words, who always keep the commitment, who always support the team, who always stands by the team, who take the accountability of the team. That is my definition of a good and a successful leader. If I get the opportunity to be a leader, I'm going to be that kind of leader. But maybe for others it can be different. From person to person, the way we talk about the leader, the image which we have created about the person who is a leader is different. But one of the most important quality of leader as leader is a person who is always been asked to support the team, who's always been asked to act as a bridge, as a link between the top management and the lower management and the lower people in the hierarchy. So what exactly he has to do? He has to get the work done by the team which the management wants. So he is acting as a link between the management and the people in the team. So when we are talking about a leader, the most important quality of leadership is influencing, the power to influence other person. He, whatever is running in his mind, he just transmit that thing to the team, and team together collectively make their efforts, bring their creativity, bring their innovativity, and gives and delivers something different. If you're going to see the picture over here, the picture clearly indicates that a leader is transmitting the information from his mind to his team, and the team, the individual, is just delivering the best output, the best results. That is what we expect from a leader, and that is why we say that leader is a person who is a good influencer also. A leader who cannot influence people, a leader who do not have these influencing power, he or she can never give the best results. Why? Because he is not there to do the work himself. He has to make the people, he has to make the group of individuals to come together to work as a team and deliver the results what the management wants. So for getting the work done, it is very important that leader act as an influencer. He should be such a strong person, uh, you know, such a person who has that creativity, who has that ability to make other person move in the direction where he want them to move. So for that, what he will have to do? If I tell you that you have to go towards the right side, how I'm going to convince you, how I'm going to influence you, I will have to find out something which is related to you, right? From which you get motivated, from which you want that, okay, I want to achieve this thing in life. And if I'm going to select this path, I'll achieve that. That is how I have to link your individual goal, your individual motive with the motive of the organization. And as a broader picture, when I'm going to show you that when you're going to move on this path, you will be achieving your individual goal also. That means I'm trying to influence you with my words by making you move in the direction where I want you to move. So that is what is known as influence, and this influence is something which is very important and which is required by each and every person who plays the role of a leader. Now, not necessarily that this influencing power can only be exercised by the leader. Even your subordinate, they can influence you to do the work which they want to do. They want you to do. They want you to perform. Even they can influence you. They can use their influencing power. So influence is something which any person from the team, any person from the organization, within or outside the boundaries of the organization, can use. But the only thing is, influence, you need to know how to influence other person. Now, when we are talking about influence, it is basically divided into four different subsets, four different types of influence are there. Like if we are going to, if I do not explain you right now, what comes in your mind when we talk about influence? It can be positive. It can be in such a way that is bringing positivity among the employees. It can be a negative influence. Like negative means you are trying to threaten someone, you are trying to use other person by using your power, by using your authority. That is the negative influence, because what exactly you are trying to do is you are simply trying to exercise your power, trying to use your authority to make other person do whatever you want them to do. So that is the negative influence which you are using. Now, one is, at times we feel that we have met a person and all of a sudden our life got changed. All of a sudden we see an entire different person. We do not even recognize ourselves. There's so many changes which we see within ourselves. And what are those changes? Those are the life changing movements. So that the life changing changes which happen with you, and that is known as life changing influence. So basically, when we are talking about the type of influence, we will be talking about four different types of influence. The first type of influence is the negative influence. The negative influence means where you are trying to use your power, you're trying to use your authority, you're trying to use your title to influence the other person. Now, here the other person to whom you are trying to influence is not doing anything by their own willingness, but just because you are sitting on such a position where that subordinate, that employee is being forced to listen to you, he just get influenced. But this influence doesn't always give you the positive results. It do not increase the productivity of the employees, because it is not a positive influence. It is not something which is creating a good impact. It is because of you are afraid of losing the job. It is you are afraid of losing your promotion. You are afraid of losing anything. That is why you just do what the other person is saying, and that is known as negative influence. So this negative word is directly related to power, authority, and the title. So if you or any person in the organization is using their power, authority, or title to influence other person, that is the negative influence. A very small example which we can take is, let's say a patient. Let's say you are going on the road and all of a sudden you or any of your family member met with the accident. You are seeking the help of other person. The other person at that point of time, he is in a state to influence you by using his power that time, because he know that there is no other person to help you and you are in need of immediate help. So at that point of time, he may ask you that, okay, pay me this much of amount. So what he's doing, he's influencing you. He is forcing you. Okay, I'll do this thing, but for that, In return, you'll have to do this work for me. So what he's doing, he's just trying to use his power to make you do something which you couldn't have done or you don't want to do. But just because he is in that powerful position, powerful state at that point of time, you agree to do whatever he or she is saying. But now, when you are agreeing to do whatever he or she is saying, that doesn't mean that you are going to deliver the best productivity to that person. Why? Because you are doing that work under pressure, not willingly. So that is the negative influence. Now, if we discuss about negative influence in detail, so it is the most damaging influence. Yes, it damages the people from within, and people, the employees, do not wish to stay in the organization for a longer duration. They just plan to find out the better and good opportunity for them and leave the job as and when they get another opportunity. Even the person who has been very disheartened with this negative influence of the employer, of the top authority, he or she might leave the organization without even getting the better opportunity. So this negative influence is damaging the employees. Along with that, it is also damaging the organization, because ultimately you are losing your human resource. You are losing the people who have been working for you from so long. This negative influence will have negative effects, negative results only, and that is why we say that it is the most damaging influence. Those who have this type of influence tend to focus on their authority, power, or title. If you do not have authority, power, title, you cannot use this type of influence. So the people who are using this type of influence, you'll see that always either they are having an authority, or they are in a powerful state, or they are on the superior level, on the top level in the organization. They hold a senior designation, they hold a good title, and all these things gives them the authority to use this negative influence over other person. When we talk about negative influence, the negative influence is nothing but it is something which is damaging the organization, which is damaging the human resource of the organization, just because a person in the organization is focusing on using their authority, power, or title to get the work done. They're often egocentric and prideful. Yes, absolutely. This line is absolutely true that these people are egoistic and prideful. They think that we are senior. We are on a superior position. We hold a designation. They cannot take any suggestions, anything from a junior level employee, because it is against their pride. For them, no one can offer a better solution than them, because they carry years of experience. They hold a position in the organization. So their ego, their pride doesn't allow them to listen or to go with these kind of things. These are the leaders who have hard time getting people to follow, respect, or listen to them. So these are basically those leaders who had a very hard time getting people to follow, respect, listen to them. They tried out that, okay, I want the people to listen to me. I want the people to respect me, but they couldn't get that. Now, when they couldn't get that naturally, automatically, so they found another alternative of using their position, their power to influence other person. Let's say a manager, a person who is on the managerial position, he has been asking the people that follow my instruction, but no one is following that. No one does that. So he just get frustrated. Out of frustration, he started using his power. He says that do this, otherwise you can resign. You can leave the organization. So, or you might get terminated. So what he is doing? He couldn't get that respect He couldn't make the people listen to him because of his designation, because of the position he's holding. So started using that position in a negative way. He started showing his position that I am the manager and you will have to listen to whatever I am saying. So ultimately, these things create problem for the people. So their influence leaves the team or organization impacted in a negative or bad way, mainly through the poor results the team produces as a result of negative influence. So the poor result which people see is the effect of the negative influence which was used over them to make them achieve those set goals and objectives. So here, one thing you need to understand that one thing is very clear, it is transparent that if you are using negative influence over your employees, it is going to have the high turnover in the organization. People are going to leave the organization very frequently, ultimately damaging the organization. And second, the results which are we are going to get delivered by the use of negative influence are not going to be productive. They're not going to be effective. They're not going to be efficient because the team is doing something under pressure. They're doing something because they're afraid of losing something in their life, maybe the job, the designation, the promotion, the reward, the achievement, whatever it is. But yes, they have the fear of losing something, and that fear doesn't allow them to work freely, to work openly, to work creatively, innovatively for the work which is assigned to them. So this is the first type of influence which the leaders, high level employees, top level in the hierarchy can practice. The second type of influence is the neutral influence. Now, neutral, what does that neutral mean? If a person says I'm neutral, let's say something is happening in the organization, there's a good news in the organization, and person says I'm neutral. He is neither happy, he is nor sad. He is having the same expressions which he used to have every time. So it's being neutral means you do not do anything or you do not express anything. You do not have any emotions, any feelings. That is being neutral, right? The same way, when we are talking about neutral influence, this means it is the action and the attitude of this type of influence tends to neither add nor take away from what those around are doing. Neither they are guiding them what is to be done, nor they are telling them, okay, if you do not do this, this will happen. If you do not do that, that will happen. No, nothing is there. If you're not going to present your work on time, you might lose the job. They're not saying that. They are neither telling them what is to be done, they are neither telling them what not to be done. They just allow the people to do whatever they are doing. If they get a task from the management, they tell them this is the task you have to do. That's it. Not they are helping them out, nor they are guiding them, and neither they're standing by their side as and when they require the help of these kind of influence. So they're very neutral. For them, their job task says deliver or inform the team whatever the management wants them to do, and that is the work this neutral influencers are doing. If a person with this type of influence was in a group of people, they would not necessarily do anything that would cause them to stand out or be seen as a leader. They do not want to stand out of the crowd. They do not want to be noticed or seen as a leader. They're very neutral. They are not doing anything for the team. They are not, they do not want their team to get promoted because they do not want themselves to be highlighted in the team that, oh, he is a leader. He has influenced us to do this thing. They don't want that. They're happy with whatever position they are holding. They do not want to interfere. They are neither doing micromanagement nor they are helping the people out whenever they are stuck, because they think that by doing this, we might stand out of the crowd. People might take us as the leader, and they do not want those things. So they are not proactive. They don't proactively lead, help, or take the charge. So they are not those kind of people who come forward to take the lead, who come forward to take the charge, who come forward to help the people. But in case if a person approaches them that we are stuck here, can you please help us out with this thing? They will help them. But they themselves proactively, that they know that the people are finding it difficult, they do not approach them themselves. But if someone approaches to them, they're always there to help those kind of people. These are the people with a position or title, but who do not maximize it in a way that advances the team or the organization. Though they hold a position, though they hold a title, but they do not use it. They do not use it for the benefit of the team, for the benefit of the organization. They do not motivate the people. They do not influence the people. They do not set the path, leave the footprints for the people. So these are people who are having the position, who are having the title, but they never show that position, never use that position in the organization, nor for the positive, nor for the negative, nor by influencing the people to do something, nor by stopping the people to do something. They just let the water flow in whichever direction it is flowing. So that is the neutral influence. Often the people or staff have to lead and motivate themselves to produce results because the leader is not going to influence them to do so. So here, all the people under the neutral influencer are the self-motivators, are the self-leaders, because they know that our leader is never going to help us out. Our leader is never going to influence us, never going to motivate us to do something or to deliver something in our life. So these are basically those kind of person that who just hold the position and they relax. They do not bother, they do not put any efforts to make their team stand out, to lead their team as a leader, because they are even not leading the team. So people over there can say, okay, these are just the leader for the sake of name, rest. No other thing they are doing to influence us, to motivate us, to help us, to guide us. Nothing they are doing. So these are the neutral, this is the neutral influence which can be practiced by any of the leaders. The next type of influence is positive influence. Now, as the word says positive, so we can say that it is definitely going to have positive impact on the mind of the people, positive impact on the team by making them deliver the best positive results. So when I talk about positive influence, it means that they provide their support, they guide them, they help them to produce better results, to produce effective results, and they create a positive impact on the mind of the people, on the lives of those people. They help them whenever they require the help. Whenever they are stuck somewhere, these positive influences are going to come and they're going to show the path that, okay, this is the path which you have to take. So when we talk about positive influence, a leader with this type of influence adds value and leaves the people who come in contact. with better off as a result of leaders' action and attitude. So basically, these are the people, these are the leaders who are actually the leaders to create an impact or adding the values in the life of the people with whomsoever they come in contact with. They are not necessarily stick to their own small team. Even if a person from the other team asks for the help, even if the person from other team is looking towards them, they will add value to each and every person whomsoever they come in contact with. So basically, the result of these kind of leaders are action oriented. You will see some positive change in the working of the people, in the working of the team members when they have these type of positive influencers as their team leaders. They actively lead, build relationship with others, and are present, all in the attempt to inspire, coach, lead people to produce better results. So when we are talking about positive influence is not possible until and unless they do not build strong relationship, good relationship with other people. If they are going to build good relationship, strong relationship with the people, until and unless we do not have an individual bond with each and every team member, we cannot create an impact on their life. We cannot bring a good positive change in their life, because for bringing a positive change, for creating an impact in the life of other people, it is very important that you build a strong relation, because when you are going to build relation with them, you will know them, their likes, their dislikes, their goals, their motivation, their objective, their aim. And when you are going to know that thing, then only you can make an attempt, or you can make all your possible attempts to inspire them, coach them, and lead them to produce the better result. Because ultimately, the first and the most important aim of a leader is to produce better result. It is to produce effective and the efficient result by providing the coaching, by providing the necessary guidance to the people. So yes, these type of influencers first, before starting influencing the people, they first focus on building the relation with other people who are present in the organization or who are the part of their team. Next point says they want to make a positive impact in the life of those they lead, helping them to be more successful in all the areas of their life. So their aim is that whatever I'm doing, my words, my actions, my thoughts, my inspiration, my motivation should bring positive impact in the life of those people. There should be something positive which should happen in their life because of the influence, because of my influence. And these positive influence people will always stand by side of their employees, by the side of the people, to help them to move closer towards their goal and to be successful in all the areas of their life. No, they are not specific to any specific kind of area that, okay, the person should be successful in only this area, or the person should be successful only in this specific area. No, they focus on making the people successful in all the areas of their life, whether it is personal, whether it is professional, whether it is related to their career building, whatever it is. They just guide them, they influence them in such a way that it brings positive change in their life and in their overall life, not only in their professional life. Positive influence require a high level of internationality, energy, and efforts, but the result will be that everyone will be and do better because you are a leader. When you're influencing someone and when the people, you see the positive changes in the life of those people, what you believe, what you feel, you start feeling that yes, internally you feel that yes, I have done something in my life. My words, my guidance has created a positive impact, a positive change in the life of the people. So these kind of people, these kind of leader will always think about the betterment of the people by bringing the positive changes in the life of the people rather than concentrating only on achieving the goals and objectives of the organization. They do keep the goals and objective of the organization on priority, but along with that, they also value the person as an individual. They do not see the people as the part of the organization or as a resource to the organization, but along with that, they also see the people as a as an individual who want to grow in their own career, who want to develop themselves. And yes, when they are influencing them, they are influencing the overall personality of the individual by helping them out, by guiding them in all the areas, all the aspects of their life. The last type of influence is this is something which every person cannot do. It is something where people do not expect anything in return. It is something which changes the life of an individual completely. So life-changing influence. And the word says life-changing means changing the life of an individual entirely because of the influence which you have got. So life-changing influence is about impacting someone in a way where their life is permanently changed as a result of what you have done and said. They are going to see a new day with new hopes, new goals, new source of motivation, because the words which you have said, the way you have explained has changed their entire mindset, has changed them completely. And this change doesn't last with them for a day or two, for a month or two. It lasts with them permanently throughout their life. These people who had life-changing influence, who have life-changing moments, whose life permanently changed because of your influence, they are going to remember you for the entire life, for the good and the positive change which you have brought in their lives. So life-changing influence is about impacting someone in such a way where their entire life get changed permanently. Those you influence in this way remain positively impacted long after you have left the team or organization. No matter whether you're staying in front of them, no matter whether you are still their leader or not, no matter whether you are in touch with that person or not, whatever happens, but their life will remain positively impacted in the long run because of you, because of the words, because of the way you have influenced them. That is going to stay with them forever in their life, irrespective of the fact that you are still their leader, you are still working together, you are still in the organization. It requires investing your entire life and all your attention to serve and help other people to win and become successful in life and work. These are the people who spend their entire life, who spend their entire energy, entire attention to serve and serving and helping the other people, because they just identify those people who with a bit of that little influence can win and become successful in their life. We come across many such examples that okay, this person, he's a person who used to study on the street light, and now he is a renowned businessman. Why? All of a sudden, what happened? All of a sudden, why these things happened? Because they took a life-changing decision, and maybe that was because of the influence of other person. Yes, it happens that many times we are unable to identify our true potential, but these influencers can identify them and they guide us to move in that direction. We keep on listening to many renowned people who just quitted their job where they were earning handsome salary and they started their own startups. Why? There might be some influence which influence them to do something in which where they can achieve more success. So yes, that is how these type of people, when they influence you, they change your life entirely. And you know what? These kind of people does not expect anything in return from you. It is not a give and take thing which these influencers are expecting. Whatever they are doing it directly from heart without expecting anything from you in return. So it is all about laying down your own wants and needs to add value to other people. You're keeping your wants, your needs aside. You're just packing them and putting them somewhere aside, because those needs and wants should not stop you from influencing, from adding values to other person's life. So these people do not want anything in return. But there is something which they get, for which they are doing, for which they are bringing these life-changing influencing. And that is the satisfaction which they get after changing the life, after seeing the person that, yes, my words influence this person and see now where he is standing. That satisfaction is something which is what they have earned by influencing you, and that is their return. That is their reward, for which they give whole of their energy, they use whole of their power in influencing and creating and bringing the change in life of other person. With this, we have come to the end of today's session of leadership. If you have any doubt related to the different types of influence which we have studied, just let me know. And if not, you can ask your doubt in the next session as well. Okay, so we are done with this session. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day.